beginning for me with the British Disabled Flying Association was my injury, which happened back in 5th of February 2007, and I was injured in a road traffic accident. And from there, made my recovery and started to think what I wanted to do after leaving the Royal Marines. And I look back over my years of what I wanted to do in my life, and flying was one of them. So I put into Google search flying for the disabled to see what would come up, and it put me in touch with the British Disabled Flying Association, and went from there. I went down for my first trial lesson. I built on my hours until I got my pilot's licence, and now I've got 75 hours. So having an injury like this is horrific. Living with it every day is horrific, but flying gives you back something that's just so exhilarating. Every time I fly, every day I go up flying behind the controls, I come back and it's guaranteed a good day. It's an excellent day, you know. It brings me so much happiness, and I owe so much to the BDFA for doing that for me. So yeah, that's why we do it. Yeah.
Well, I first met the BDFA about 4 years ago, I think, when they were exhibiting at the Mobility Roadshow. They had a stand there. I got talking to the representative from the BDFA there, and he said, yes, I can get somebody like you in an aeroplane. So I thought, right, we'll give it a try, and the rest is history. Well, I started flying just after meeting the BDFA, which was about 3 years ago, and been flying on and off ever since then, and finally passed my exams only about 4 days ago, in actual fact, so I'm now newly qualified.
Yes, I've been flying for about 35, 40 years before I had an accident. I fell off a ladder and broke my back about a year ago now. And while in the 6 months that I was in hospital, I was just thinking of getting back into flying most of the time. While I was in hospital, I discovered the Disabled Flying Association, or Aerobility as it now is. And within a few weeks of me being discharged from hospital, I was down at Lasham flying their aeroplanes. A great bunch of people down there, great instructors, and within a couple of months I had my licence revalidated, and so I was back flying as pilot in command again. So the association is great in that not only does it enable people to learn to fly, but it also enables qualified pilots to keep on flying.
Being retired, I found I had part-time job, time on my hand, felt I needed to put something back into aviation. I've enjoyed the privilege of flight for a long time now, and I felt I had the time to impart what little knowledge I had, and the BDFA for me was a good solution, and it's been extremely rewarding to assist less abled people enjoy the privilege of flight.
It was a bit nerve-wracking, especially when I took off, and so I'm committed now.
Well, as a disabled person, you're quite often used to taking second best, or perhaps not doing things quite as well as other people. But the thing about flying is that you're flying in the same airspace as anybody else. You've got to be as good as everybody else. So flying for me is saying, yes, we're an equal. We can do it as well as you can.